Today, one of the most dangerous things your body produces can disappear with one flush. You do not have to carry it. You do not have to bury it. You do not have to think about where it goes. You press a button, pull a handle, or close a lid, and the problem leaves your life. After that, clean water is nearby. Soap is nearby. A sink is nearby. Toilet paper is nearby. Pipes carry waste away from the room, away from your food, away from your bed, and away from the water you drink. Modern life makes this feel normal. But it is not normal in the long story of humanity. For most of human history, there was no toilet, no flush, no bathroom, no sewer pipe, no septic tank, no clean tile floor, no private room made for one of the body's most basic problems. There was only the land, a camp, a sleeping place, a fire, food, water, children, elders, insects, animals, wind, rain, and the constant need to keep the place where people lived from becoming dangerous. This is easy to laugh about today because toilets make the problem invisible. But before toilets, human waste was not just embarrassing. It was not just unpleasant. It was a survival issue. If waste was too close to camp, it could make the living area smell wrong. If it was too close to food, insects could move between both. If it was too close to water, the whole group could be put at risk. If it was ignored, the safest sleeping place could slowly become unsafe. Ancient humans did not understand bacteria, viruses, parasites, or contamination the way we do today. But they could understand patterns: bad smells, dirty water, too many flies, stomach sickness, weak bodies, places that became uncomfortable, camps that no longer felt safe. So the real question is not whether ancient humans had toilets. They did not. The real question is more basic. How did they survive in a world where the body created danger every day, and there was no machine to carry that danger away? The danger began with closeness. When people live together, everything is connected. The place where they sleep, the place where they cook, the place where children play, the place where tools are kept, the place where food is shared, the place where water is collected. If body waste entered that circle, the circle changed. A camp could look safe in the morning and become uncomfortable by evening. Flies could gather. Smell could move with the wind. Rain could carry waste across the ground. Damp soil could hold it near the place where people rested. Bare feet, hands, tools, leaves, food, and water could all become part of the same invisible problem. And ancient humans could not separate danger with walls and pipes. There was no bathroom door, no sealed drain, no flowing system that carried waste far away underground. There was only choice: where to go, how far to go, which ground to use, which direction the water flowed, which places to avoid afterward. The biggest risk was water. A stream could keep a group alive, but it could also carry danger if people treated it carelessly. Water touched hands. Water touched food. Water filled mouths. Water cleaned bodies. Water softened roots and helped cook meals. If the same water became dirty, the problem could spread through everyone. Ancient humans may not have known the invisible causes, but they could know the result. Someone drinks from the wrong place. Someone becomes weak. Someone has stomach pain. A child needs rest and water. An elder loses strength. A moving group slows down. Waste could also pull unwanted life toward camp. Flies, insects, scavengers, and smell all mattered. Not because ancient people understood disease exactly as we do, but because they lived close enough to the land to notice when a place became wrong. Before toilets, survival required a simple but powerful idea. The body's waste had to be separated from the body's life. The first technology was distance. Not stone, not metal, not pipes. Distance. If waste became dangerous when it entered the human circle, then the solution was to move it outside that circle, away from the sleeping place, away from the fire, away from food, away from children playing, away from the water the group needed to drink. This sounds simple, but in a world without walls, it required attention. A person could not go just anywhere. The ground mattered. If the land sloped toward a stream, rain could carry the problem back to the water. If the wind moved toward camp, smell could return. If the soil was too wet, waste could stay near the surface. If the place was too close to animal paths, it could bring more movement near camp. So location became sanitation. Ancient humans may have used areas away from the main living space. They may have learned which places were safer to use and which places caused problems later. Loose soil or sand could help cover waste. Leaves, grass, stones, or ash could reduce smell and contact. A shallow hole could keep the surface cleaner than leaving everything exposed. Not a toilet, but still a decision. And decisions repeated over time become habits. The group also had to protect water. This may have been one of the most important rules. Do not make the drinking place dangerous. Do not ruin the place where food is washed, where bodies are cleaned, where water is carried back to camp. Water was life, but dirty water could turn life into sickness. So a careful group had to think about direction. Where does the water flow? Where does rain move across the ground? Where do children walk? Where do insects gather? Where does the wind carry smell? Where will the group sleep tonight? Movement helped too. Many ancient groups did not live forever in one camp. They moved with food, water, seasons, animals, weather, and safety. That movement may have reduced the danger of staying too long in one place where waste, leftovers, insects, and smell could build up. But movement was not enough by itself. People still needed memory. A child could learn that some places were not for sleeping. A young adult could learn not to go near the water source. Older people could remember which camp areas became bad after rain, which ground stayed cleaner, and which places attracted too many flies. Before toilets, sanitation was not a room. It was distance, ground, water, wind, memory, and the discipline to keep danger away from the place where life happened. Sometimes, the evidence of this ancient problem survives in the most direct way possible. Archaeologists can study ancient waste, often called coprolites or paleofeces, to learn about what people ate, what parasites they carried, what environments they lived in, and sometimes how they used space. It is not glamorous evidence, but it is honest evidence. It reminds us that ancient humans were not floating above nature. They were part of it. Their bodies produced waste. Their camps collected smells. Their water sources could be protected or ruined. Their sleeping places could stay clean or slowly become dangerous. Their survival depended on noticing the connection between body, ground, water, food, insects, and movement. This does not mean ancient life was clean in the modern sense. It was not. But it also does not mean ancient humans simply lived carelessly in filth. A group that ignored waste completely would have created problems for itself very quickly. The people who survived were the ones who learned to keep certain things apart. Waste away from water. Waste away from food. Waste away from sleeping places. Waste away from the center of human life. That is what a toilet still does today. It separates. It separates waste from hands, waste from floors, waste from kitchens, waste from drinking water, waste from the places where children play and people sleep. Modern plumbing makes this separation so effortless that we forget how important it is. The toilet does not just remove something unpleasant. It protects the invisible boundary between the body's danger and the body's survival. Before toilets, that boundary had to be made by behavior, by walking farther, choosing ground carefully, watching rain, watching wind, covering what needed to be covered, leaving some places alone, moving camp when the place no longer felt safe, teaching children where not to go, remembering what happened when people made the wrong choice. So how did ancient humans survive without toilets? Not perfectly, not comfortably, not with one universal system. They survived by understanding, long before modern sanitation, that the place where life happens must be protected from what the body leaves behind. And every toilet today is a quiet answer to that ancient problem.